Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Adrian Anderson, and recently I put out a REST API reference for Oracle CPQ, and I just want to show you where to find it, how to use it, how to download it, that kind of stuff, and just do a quick walkthrough. So this should be a quick video. So if you're not familiar with Postman is, you'll have to Google it, but it's just a tool you can use to play with, for lack of a better phrase, APIs. You can use it in the web, or you can download it. I highly recommend you download it. They might ask you to sign up for an account for free or whatever. So once you do that, which is step one, you'll have a screen that kind of looks like this. All right. So you won't have much here. Notably, you won't have things in your collections. You won't have an environment. I have some environments because I use this quite regularly. And you can choose to create an environment if you want. I recommend that you do. And you won't have any workspaces. I have some workspaces, like I said, because I use this a lot. So, you won't have any, I recommend you create some. So I'm actually just going to change my workspace to this one here. And then I'm going to come over to github.com. This is my GitHub. And I'm going to come to my repositories. And this is what you're looking for. REST API reference for Oracle CPQ. Okay. So you can click on this. And this is the file you're looking for. So we can click on that. And you can either just copy and paste this whole thing, or you can just download it, okay? So those are two ways. You can also fork it if you want, F-O-R-K. If you're familiar with GitHub, you can do it like that. So either way is fine. Maybe you can even start and save it for later. So let's just download it, okay? And I'm gonna come back over to Postman. I'm gonna open my collections window. I'm gonna come to import. I'm going to select files. I'm going to come to my downloads, and looks like I already downloaded it before, but I can select either one. Let's just select this one. Okay, it comes in and it has a bunch of folders in here that have a bunch of APIs in here. Okay, and I've done my best to organize this the best I can. I'll keep updating this, so this should be at least a little bit helpful to you. So what I've done is at the collection level, this folder, we call it a collection. I've set up the authorization, and it's just basic authentication for CPQ. And I have variables for my username and password. So this is to protect my privacy, your privacy, just so passwords and credentials aren't shared between people. Okay. So what you'll need to do is you need to set up some variables, and there's a bunch of different levels in Postman. You can set up variables. I'm going to use environment variables. You can use collection variables for this collection, and you can set those up here. For me, I have an environment variable here, so REST APIs, and I can see all my variables here. So I have my username, I have my password here, which is secret, so you can't see it, of course, REST version, etc., etc., etc. So to note that here is where you're going to put the variable name of your commerce process, the variable name of your transaction, variable name of your line. Note that these need to be, the first letter needs to be capitalized. So if your variable name doesn't match this, you can and should change it to match the variable name of your commerce process, and also likely change the title here. And you can add more collections here, more variables here if you want. Okay. So now that I am in my appropriate workspace, I am in my appropriate environment. Notice that these variables were red. Now they're blue because they work. Okay, let's just come and look at some easy ones. Let's just look at get all transactions here. So you notice that there's variables again for the site name, the REST version, commerce process, the transaction, all that stuff. So it's there for you. All you need to do is set up the variables, okay? And even the authorization, everything in this collection is going to be inherited from the parent, so you only need to set up your authorization once, okay? I have some examples of parameters that are allowed. Some examples, I will be putting things in here more. If you are familiar with GitHub, I would highly, highly, highly encourage you to do pull requests. If you want to make a change and you want that to be pulled into the main branch so other people can benefit from it, you're more than hopeful. This is I'll continue to make this free so we can kind of crowdsource the community sources. Also, while I note, if you find issues, just submit an issue and I'll look at it as well. So some interesting things here that I also want to note, that I have some flows here. Hopefully you will find these helpful. If you don't really understand what I'm doing here, then reach out to me either on LinkedIn or in the comments or in GitHub, and I will explain how these works. But let's just look at a simple one. Let's look at the bulk asset upload flow. No, let's look at asset file operations. So this flow, or this collection of APIs, really just shows the steps. They're in order of how you would export the asset CSV, get that exported file, work with it offline, and then you would upload it. You can import it, and then you can see the status. So let's look at these one by one. So here's the API to get all the assets. Here's the API to export it. This here will be the output of this. So let's see if I can run it. I don't know if it's going to give me anything. Yeah, so it's going to give me this. So I can copy this, come to this, I can send this now. This will give me a response. I can save the response to a file if I wanted to. And then I can look at it, work with it offline. There's not going to be anything in here, I don't believe. Yep, so there's nothing in here. So if I put stuff in here or modify things that are there, and then I can come to upload in the body. I can choose the file that I want it to. Then I could send. I can copy this part here. Come to import asset CSV. In the body, there's just a JSON object. I would paste the response, the end of that response here. I click send. And then it's going to give me a response of just the import file here. Now I also have this asset upload status. I may remove this, I probably will remove it, but this is just to show you the task status, just in case, for example, if I had this prefer async checked. So the response would be asynchronous instead of synchronous. We wouldn't have to wait for a response if it's asynchronous. Okay, so that's just a quick video about how you can download it, set it up, and a little bit of walkthrough. Again, hopefully it's helpful. Please use it. Please share it to people who may find useful. I think this will be very useful if you're a developer, if your hands in the application. It'll save you a lot of time of setting these up yourself. And then you can kind of see some of the examples that I already have here as far as parameters and payload bodies. Okay, so again, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and then I will see you in the next video.